Thanks for staying with us, guys. It's Motivational Monday with Dr. Binks at the Weight Management Clinic. It's always a good time to have you here. I'm learning something new every day. Today we're talking about that all or nothing thinking, and this can happen all across your life. But I think a big thing is maybe with your career or just things like that, that kind of hits home with me. Talk about how people can stop thinking like that.
You're right. It is something that really can go across a lot of different areas. And in the workplace, there are a lot of interesting examples right now. And I think one, and I'll go to the career stuff in a minute, but just in the moment by moment experience we're having with the various restrictions working from home, I'm sure a whole lot of people fell into this. Sort of an all or none approach had been very good because I'm either at work or I'm not at work kind of thing. And for many, that's the signal that they're working or they're not. And given a little flexibility in that, I've heard a lot of people struggling with well, I'm not going into the office, so I can't work kind of thing. And that's a version, or if I take 5 minutes off, then I take the rest of the day off. And, so people that aren't used to working flexible and working at home schedules, this has been a real challenge because the all or nothing, I'm either working or I'm not, and some mix of the two, which is inevitable when your kids are jumping on your lap or your cat or whatever. When you're working at home, there are distractions. So I think that's very relevant here. But I think more to the point that you were getting to with career, often we think of things in our career, if there's a minor setback, it's like I'm a failure, I'm never going to get my promotion, I'm never going to do a lot of it's all or nothing. We also call it black and white. It's either on or it's off, and there's no gray area. So whatever triggers that thought of being very much a catastrophic all or nothing event probably isn't true. And especially if it's career or a negative conversation with a supervisor, or just not, maybe if you're independent, if you run your own business, having a low revenue month, it's like it's always going to be this way. And I think that kind of thinking can just demotivate you. And so looking for the gray areas, looking for the times where you made a mistake and your career didn't end, the times that you had a bad revenue month and then had a great one after it, whatever it is in your world that's a grave interpretation of the events is the way that we talk about that one.
Yeah, it seems like it's not really actions, but it's more of just thinking about it and acknowledging it, that can happen, or that this isn't going to totally end your life. You need to keep pushing, especially if it's working out or eating healthy. You can have those break days every once in a while. Everybody needs them. It's kind of like that too.
Yeah, absolutely. It applies to you're trying to be healthy, and I think you kind of nailed a little bit. Thoughts aren't actions, right? And it's the exact same event can be thought of in a completely different way, and it will lead to a very different set of actions or behaviors. And so when we talk about exercising, we talk about, if you missed one and you start thinking about it as a total failure, you missed 20. If we talk about, some goal that you had at work, if it completely deflates you to not get what you were hoping for from it, the feedback, then it'll spiral and actually become a self-fulfilling prophecy kind of situation where your performance gets worse if your head's telling you it's not worth it. Right?
Well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.